Hey everybody! Today's video is going to be a quick video and demo on how I lighten and brighten my ends at home. I am a hairstylist. I have been doing hair for a little over 5 years, so I do know what I am doing in regards to using lightener at home. If you are somebody that is confident or usually does your hair at home, then this video may be for you, but if you are somebody that typically goes to the salon or you do not trust yourself to use lightener at home, then I do not recommend doing this. I also recommend if you're going to do this at home that you only do it if you're lifting 1 or 2 levels and are already blonde. This is not for somebody with brunette hair. You will end up with a lot of warmth, orange, and yellow. So I do not recommend this if you are somebody with darker hair, but if you are a light blonde, this video is for you. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo. Here is what my hair looks like before. You can see that my hair is a light blonde, but it is not a bright blonde like I like it. The layers of my hair are also a little bit lighter, so you can see here that the very ends of my hair are a little bit darker and golden. And here is the lightener that I like to use, as mentioned before. It is a blue-based lightener, which I find great for counteracting warmth and yellow tones in the hair. When doing your hair at home, it is hard to section off, so I recommend doing it beforehand. You can see that I left the very bottom layer out. That is the layer that I started with, and then I sectioned a few more times at the very top, and then you just want to take the clips down as you go. And here is what my hair looked like after applying it to the back. I also recommend keeping a towel on your lap so you can wipe your gloves off in between each section. Here you can see that I just have my bowl of lightener in front of me and I apply it to my fingers. It is easiest to do it with my fingers as opposed to using a brush. I just find that it works in the product a little bit easier and is a quicker application as well. So you can see here that I am just applying the lightener to the very ends of my hair and working it in. To avoid any harsh lines, you just want to make sure to blend the very top as you see me doing here. This is the best technique I have found, is just basically brushing the hair in an upward motion to diffuse any lines. And then once I have done that, I go back in with a little bit more lightener on the very ends of my hair to fully saturate and wipe my hands in between each section. So I do go from side to side. As I mentioned before, the underneath layers of my hair were a little bit darker and needed more lifting. So I'm just going to go back and forth on each section. I'm just doing the exact same process on every single section that I am doing. So you will see that I am just making sure to blend and diffuse any lines and then going back in and adding a little bit more lightener to the end. This will ensure that your lightener does not get dried out while processing and it can fully process the entire time. Once I was done with the very bottom sections, I just let my clip down and did the exact same process. I also want to mention, if you have more of an all-over blonde, you want to do this exact same process. Just go up to the very top where your blonde sort of meets your natural hair color or whatever it is that you have above it. You just want to make sure that you are only applying this on the parts of your hair that are already blonde. You do not want to apply it to any of the darker parts because that is where you will get a lot of warmth and pull brassy tones. In the very front of my hair by my bang area, the blonde does go up a little bit farther to frame my face. So you can see here that I am just doing that in a separate section. I did apply it the exact same way that I have been applying it, but you just want to make sure to go up to the very top of the blonde. This is basically what you would do if you have more of an all-over blonde. Just make sure that you are still diffusing the line at the very top so you do not have any brassiness or harsh lines. And once all of the lightener is applied, you just want to let your hair process. Like I said, I'm going to be leaving it at open air for 30 minutes. And as the lightener starts to dry and process, you can see that it turns white and starts to get more of a dry, powdery look. And that is completely normal, so keep that in mind as well. So after it was all applied, it had taken me about 20 minutes total to actually apply it. And then the processing time for the lightener I use, which is GK Hair, it is a 30-minute processing time. So you do want to make sure that you are not exceeding your processing time with whatever lightener you choose to use at home. I do recommend checking your hair every 5 to 10 minutes as it is processing, just to make sure that the integrity is still intact. You do a strand test for elasticity, which will ensure that your hair is not being over-processed during this coloring process. So I just let mine process at open air with no foil, which I normally would not recommend doing, but I really didn't want to lift my hair too much, and a foil really does keep the heat in, so I did not do that. You can if you want, but it's going to be harder to check as well, so I just let mine process at open air for 30 minutes, checking every 5 to 10 minutes. And another reason that I say that if you are only lifting 1 to 2 levels that this will work for you, but if you are somebody that's a little bit darker, it will not, is mainly because I did leave it at open air. This is not a foiling technique or anything like that. So I really strongly do want to suggest only lifting 1 to 2 levels doing this technique that I'm using. After I was done processing for the 30 minutes, I washed my hair with purple shampoo and towel dried it, and I did not use conditioner because I knew I was going to need to tone my hair a little bit. So I toned the mid shaft, avoiding my ends where I was super light, and I used an 8.11, which is a double ash in the level of 8, and I did use an 8 volume to tone that mid shaft area. I applied it to the back only, let that process for about 5 minutes, rinsed it, and then did the exact same thing to the front. I did not want my hair turning gray or anything, that is why I did it in 2 separate stages. Here is what my hair looked like after rinsing out the lightener. You can see that it got pretty light, but there are some warm spots in that midsection. You can see here where I am pointing is the only place that I will be toning my hair. And here is the product that I used to tone my hair, as I said before, and this is what it looked like after I had applied it. Like I said, I did the back section first, and then I did the front sections, and this is what it looked like after I was done rinsing. Doing a shampoo cocktail to some areas that turned a little bit too ashy for my liking. All I did was mixed the lightener with 30 volume developer and shampoo. It's like a half and half ratio, and then I applied those to those areas for about 2 or 3 minutes. I did not exceed that time because I did not want to over process my hair at all. If you are somebody that is worried about doing this, just make sure that you only leave it on for a few minutes and stare at it the whole time it is processing. It's something that could be either 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Mine only took about 2 or 3 minutes to lift, and then I quickly rinsed it off. I just wanted to show you guys what the shampoo cocktail looked like on my hair. It basically just looks like lightener that is a little bit sudsy and diluted. Client's hair in the salon, I would not have to typically do this step. I don't think I ever had to do that step before, but when you're doing your hair at home, it is sort of hard to completely get every area perfectly. It's hard to see the back, and when you're working quickly on yourself, it makes it extremely hard to make it perfect. So after rinsing, I did shampoo with purple shampoo 2 more times really quickly, mixing it in with my normal shampoo, and then I put on a deep conditioner and left that on for around 45 minutes. I recommend doing a deep conditioner when you are lightening in any kind of process, especially if you are doing it at home on yourself. I just let mine sit on the top of my head in a clip for 45 minutes, and then I just rinsed well and let my hair air dry. The deep conditioner I used is also by GK Hair. It is actually an in-salon treatment, but I like to keep one at home for when I color my hair. So you can see here that I'm just flipping my hair over and making sure to get the underside well. I also like to finger comb the product through my hair to make sure that it is evenly distributed, and then I just twisted it up into a bun and clipped it on the top of my head and left it for the 45 minutes. That is how I got this result. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Like I said earlier, if you are not confident in doing hair at home, I do not recommend doing this, but if you are somebody that does your hair at home frequently, then this video is for you. Make sure that you are only lifting 1 or 2 levels. Like I said, that is a super important step. If you are brunette or even a dark blonde, I do not recommend doing this at home. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stick around and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.